Hello everybody, welcome back to Arthenex Plays Sunless Sea. So when we left off, we'd finally returned to Fallen London, and since then, a new patch has come out, which has some interesting things. The most interesting of which is found in, not in London actually, but in our lodgings. So if we go down here, you can now, in addition to all of the things that we normally can do, you can also visit I can also visit my study. Inside my study, I can create 4 new items, all of which require 7 secrets and various other things. I could actually create one of them now, but I don't think I will, because I kind of want to... the cool thing about this is it allows you to increase your stats over 150. Although if I get put in a position where I can complete a couple more of these, let's see. It's an auxiliary item that increases my hearts by 7. I kind of want to put the clay men in my auxiliary item slots. If I was, let's see, 7 strange catch. So what they've done is they have one of these for every stat, and then you need one of these to complete the Song of the Z, which is going to make it a little bit easier, because you don't have to carry around, for example, 7 strange catches while you work on everything else. So I'm probably not going to do any of those right away. Instead, I think I'm going to convert the captivating treasure that I found into another heirloom, just in case the worst should happen. It brings me up to 3 heirlooms. And then I'm going to go back. Let me go ahead and read the morning papers, and I rolled up the one that gives me a supplies, which is nice. We'll go ahead and do time with our family, which cured us of 20 more terror, bringing our terror down to 11. Now we kind of have a bunch of stuff in our hold. So the Venturer currently wants parabola linen, so we actually already have one, so we won't sell that, but we'll definitely sell the prisoner's honey and the mushroom wine and the spider silk. We're not going to sell the strange catch. I'm kind of torn. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to just give it to... I don't think I'm ready to start going after my Song of the Z yet, so I think I'm just going to give it to the bandage poisoner. Yeah, so let's hand over the strange catch. It's a matter of luck. He will need at least... Hello, little fellow. Let's see what delights you hold. His filleting knife gleams. So he needs at least 2 useful ingredients. Disappointment. Alas, too ordinary. The flesh grows into a shipboard Arthenex stove, an edifice of his own invention that combines the function of roasting and refinement. Steam rises. The crew lick their lips. I lost 16 hunger. Okay, so, and a strange catch, but I didn't get what I was after. Alright, let's go ahead and sell... I don't think I'm going to sell this. This stuff is too hard to get. But we're definitely going to sell that. I'm going to sell both of those, and we'll go ahead and sell off them. Well, actually... think about this, but I'm about to head up to Venderbite, so I should probably not sell it, even though I already sold 2 of them, and sell it at Venderbite instead, where it's worth a little bit more. Alright. So our plan is to go up to Venderbite, and then to head east and do some more exploring. We're looking for Irem, Mount Palmerston, places to get to buy the parabola linen, and also to buy the other things that we need. We need we need to find polythyrene so we can buy a clay man for this guy. We need to find some place to buy a judgment's egg, or 2. I'd actually like to buy 2 if I can afford it. May not be able to. And we're going to return our passengers who are in these 12 crates. So let's go ahead and buy some supplies. So we got 23 fuel. Let's buy our way up to 20 supplies, a couple extra fuel, and we'll go ahead and fill the rest of our hold with mushroom wine, even though it's not that much. Might as well. Every echo helps. Okay, and then let's head out. So we're still down a little bit on hull points, but not too bad. Not to the point where I feel like we need to repair. Yeah, so we'll sail up to Venderbite, and then we're just going to kind of head east and explore. We'll explore this area up here. Maybe we'll head from Venderbite over to the Chapel of Lights. I kind of forget. One of my crew wanted to go there, but I kind of forget what I needed to bring there. So I stopped by there with the crewman who wanted to go there, but I kind of forget what I actually needed to complete that quest. He needed something that I did not have. So we'll go there and see what it is and see if I figured out how to get it yet. When we pass by Khan's Heart, I might go ahead and use those that favor that I earned by trading in those drowning pearls to reduce my white and gold suspicion, since it's getting a little high. Oh yes, there's this thing. Not a problem for us. It's another cask of wine. Well, I can sell that where we're going. On through the dark Z. Yeah, so still lots of exploring to do. Places I haven't been. I'm not sure how many more episodes are going to be in this series. There's going to be at least a few more, but when we've kind of explored everything and done all of the new stories and seen the whole Z, even if we don't have a win condition, I might end the playthrough at that point. But we'll see. Okay. So, end the tour. The last tour operator hails you delightedly. You didn't lose a one. That's never happened before. There's a chorus of surprised protests from the colonists on deck. Oh, shut up, she snaps. You're all here, aren't you? Right. Last installments, please, so I can pay the nice captain. Okay. Let's do that. The colonists troop down the gangplank, chattering excitedly. The operator leans close. They're cheering now. Oh, that won't last. Next week they'll be off to the surface, or the Grand Sanatorium, or they'll give in to the change. But you've done this for them, given them a little window of peace, and me, you've earned a whole pocketful of peace. So here's your share, and something extra. I got a judgment egg. Excellent. I lost my Toon Colonist. The tour is complete, and I gained 1,500 Echo. Wow, nice. Inspire Wanderlust. Did you find the last tour lucrative, or do you have another use for Tomb Colonists? Share tales of the wonders you've seen across the Z, and perhaps they'll rouse themselves for another go. So I can do it again if I give them 7 of each kind of story. Well, we'll see how much I can buy Judgment Eggs for. So the question is, should I go straight down, now that I have a Judgment Egg, should I go straight down to the Iron Republic with my Judgment Egg, instead of doing what I was planning on doing, and turn it in to complete that quest? I don't think I will. I think I will... Where is it? There it is. I don't think I will. I think I will continue on with my original plan and head over to the Chapel of Lights. Oh, whoops. Silly me. I forgot to sell my wine. Oh well. No big deal. I'll just do it now. I think I want to buy fuel or supplies. Oh yeah, I have 11 Vision of the Surface that I picked up from grinding. I suppose I can sell those. I've never found another use for them. Okay. Alright. This time for real. Back out to sea. So, while I'm traveling here, I just thought I'd take a second to respond. I don't know how many of you guys listen to or follow the other YouTubers who do the Roundtable podcast. Bear Taffy, Northern Lion, Mathis, and Rockley Smile. I enjoy watching all of those people, although I've watched some of them more than others. And they recently did a Roundtable podcast where they talked a little bit about Sunless Sea. Their reaction was fairly negative, actually. So on the one hand, I was a little surprised because I really like Sunless Sea. I really like the exploration. There definitely they made some points that you can't disagree with. There is a lot of time that you spend in this game doing exactly what I'm doing now, which is staring at my ship as it travels across the ocean. I'm not doing that much, which is on the one hand, I can definitely they pretty much all called the game boring, and there are certainly some boring elements, boring parts of the game. The travel, I have to say, I think the travel probably takes too long. I understand wanting to make the game atmospheric, and I understand making the Z big and expansive for exploration purposes, but, I mean, once you've explored, traveling back and forth through waters that you've already explored just takes way too long. I think it really cuts down the replay value of this game, actually. It makes me think it's gonna be hard for me to actually finish it after I finish exploring all of the islands, just because it takes so long to get from one place to another. I love the writing. I love finding the new islands. I love the atmosphere. I love all the names. But took me a lot of grinding to get this ship to actually feel powerful, and it takes a really long time to get anywhere in this game. And there are games. I mean, I've spent tons and tons of times in games. I mean, WoW comes to mind from back in the day. But while this game is super, super rewarding, I'm not sure in the end if it's going to be worth it after I've kind of explored everything. I mean, I love exploration. It's one of my favorite parts about any game is the opportunity to explore, find out new things, discover secrets. And this game has that in spades. I also love the fact that the exploration is broken up a little bit by the ship sailing and the mechanics. But there's just too much staring at your ship going from one place to another. There's just too much of that. I mean, it especially makes it hard, as a YouTuber, to do recordings of it, just because there's so much dead time that I'm filling up, just like I'm filling up the time now in between ports. And, it makes it... It's kind of sad because it's games like this that make me want to play the game with the TV going in the background, or, with listening to some music or something, because it's just there's so much dead time. I feel like I feel like I could do something. I could do something more productive. Oh, we forgot to get a port reported vendor bite again. Well, all right. So what did he want? Oh, I could give him 2 crew or 2 live specimens. I don't think I'm going to do that because 2 crew would take me down to 13, which would be okay, but if we lost any more, we'd be in trouble. So maybe I'll do that on the way back. If I don't lose any more crew, or if I gain another crew. Alright, I can't buy anything here. So we will just continue. What am I doing on fuel and supplies? Still pretty good. What is this? Is this Mount Nomad? Yeah, it is. There he be. How many hit points does he have? 1,000. Eventually I might come back and try and fight him. I might want to upgrade my weapons and stuff to the best possible before I do that, though. Maybe upgrade my engine a little bit more, finish off my crew quests before I come back here and try that. Alright, so we're approaching Frostfound. We had it on our map, but it's not there now. What happened? That's kind of weird. So anyway, I love the parts of this game that I like. I absolutely love the parts of this game that I don't like. Well, I can live with. So on the whole, I think this game is awesome, but it could have been better. let's just say that it could have been better. But I'm glad you guys have enjoyed playing it with me. Not that we're done yet, by any stretch of the imagination. And at this point, it would be really hard for me to start over with a new captain if this guy died. I have to admit. Oh, the port was way down south. That's why we kind of passed it. Is there anything else up here? No, I think that's the top of the map. Yeah, those are the icebergs at the top of the map. So we'll just go ahead and swing around and then head back down to the port. Finally uncovered this massive island. Yeah, so that's kind of how I feel about the game at this point. I'm really looking forward to finishing up the quest that I'm on, seeing if there's any more quests. We've got that new that smuggling red honey quest line that I'm looking forward to playing through as well. So still got lots to do. Still really enjoying it, but I wish there wasn't as much staring at my ship traveling through waters that I've already explored. That is for sure. People who do, I can't blame you if you watch TV or do something else while you play this game because takes so long, but it really also pulls you out of the atmosphere. It's almost like too much of a good thing. If there was a little bit less travel time, you might actually be more invested in the atmosphere because you'd be willing to put up with sitting for a while. On the other hand, I understand wanting to make a lot of empty space for exploration purposes. There's got to be a solution to that problem. Let's take tea with them. A surprisingly warm welcome. You're keeping the steps for the game of truth. We're keeping the steps for the game of truths, a helpful riddle fisher explains as she fills your cup for the third time. Every year the people of Irem and Wither meet here for, she pauses, contests, she finishes vaguely, the difference between a question and a riddle. One day someone will prove themselves enough to enter the castle. You spend a pleasant few hours while the tea is supplemented with Irimi liqueurs, pale Witherian beer, and something the riddle fisher describes blandly as snake cake. They offer you fuel and supplies before you leave. We keep enough to spare, the riddle fisher grins. From time to time, a captain gets lost and comes up here. We always feel bad for them. A fuel and supplies, and we lost 10 terror. That was definitely worth it. Oh, I can enter it now because my terror is less than 20. Well, I'm not going to because I don't have a good reason. Alright. So, how are we doing on fuel and supplies? Still pretty good. Let's keep heading east. If this is the halfway point between Irem and Wither, then we ought to be able to find Irem by sailing east. So, I don't know how much crossover there is between the audience that watches this series and the audience that watches my Europa Universalis 4 series. Obviously I love both games. I assume that some of you out there probably do as well. But for those of you who don't watch that series, I'm always interested in hearing from you guys about if there's other games that you would like to see me do Let's Plays of, or... let's see, we could be exploring like twice as much if we just swing north a little bit. If there's other games you'd like to see me do Let's Plays of, or if there's other... whoa. What is this? A Faustic Corsair. Obviously some type of pirate. Let's sink it. What do you guys say? See how many shots we can get off before it spots us. Awesome. Got it before it fired a shot. Unfortunately, we're sailing through snow here, so we're going a little bit slower than we normally do. But let's see what they were carrying. Oh, this is new. Investigate the hold. Oh, we got a cache of curiosities. That's it? Such peaches, Amber and Dawn, as Eamon snaffles one and is caught when the taste makes him burst into tears. Pack them carefully and don't bruise them. Oh, I gained 5 supplies and lost 2 terror and all my hunger. That's pretty good. Alright, well, we're going to keep sailing north in spite of the snow. Because there's something... Oh, this is just an abyss. That's not actually land. Is there land? Let's send out my Z-Bat. Mount Palmerston is some distance to the east. Well, that's one of the places that we're looking for. Anyway, you guys, if there's if there's another game that you're interested in doing a series on, or that you really enjoy playing, feel free to let me know. Excuse me. Feel free to let me know. Shall we sink another one of these? perhaps? I'd like to get in range of my deck gun as well. Alright, they spotted me. One more shot. Phosphate Corsair from Palmerston's Reach. It's probably not a sack full of skulls. Coffee beans. We could run boilers on this stuff, your second engineer remarks. Even when we run out of coke, he sees your expression and hastens to add, "Oh, we couldn't. We couldn't. Please don't put the coffee in the firebox, Captain. It'd be a shocking waste." That's pretty funny. Ambrose Point. Have I passed? Where is it? Is it to the south now? I passed it. How did I do that? Port Palmerston. Mount Palmerston. It's a volcano. So I kind of forget. What is it that we need to do here? Clayman. Objective. Oh, I still have this commission. Retrieve strategic information from Mount Palmerston. Oh, maybe that's why I couldn't get another one. Well, we'll see if I can actually turn this in. Brimstone. Always brimstone. Sullen lights go green at the jetty's edge. Behind the port buildings, the island is knee-deep in ash. There are ruins here and there of houses destroyed by fire. Far above, the mountaintop flickers red just for an instant. Alright, let's find my contacts. You have a rendezvous in the ruined granary up on the headland where the last generations of farmers died in the volcano's flames. Hello, hello. I have something for you. A cowled and buzzing shape clasps your elbow. It whispers in your ear. Its breath and lava is lava and old brass, and a queasy vibration shudders through you where its gloved appendage has taken hold. You have what you came for. Back aboard ship, quickly. Your vision blurs. Perhaps you are unwell. I gained a terror and a strategic information. Okay. There was a revolution in hell, and the aristocracy of devils fled here. Here they plotted exile. Alright. They don't do us any harm. They stay up there, and we stay down here. If hell's fighting itself, that's good for us all, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe. I could spend 2 supplies. Perhaps the villagers left valuables behind. You can pick over their remains to see what you might find, you ghoul. Okay. Let's try it and see what there's limited a number of times I can do this because I don't have an infinite number of supplies. A crimson cache. In a dry well choked with ash behind a shattered farmhouse, you find 2 class of zoop. Emergency supplies or hidden treasure. No one will ever return for them. I gained a memory, 5 terror, 2 zoop, and I lost 2 supplies. I was fortunate. I'm not sure if that was worth it. Let's go up the crater. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but the road to the brimstone convention is paved with cinders. Up the road. Do they admit visitors to the Brimstone Convention? Probably not, but you never know. They might sell tickets. Let's try. Above the bay, look down and you see Port Palmerston like a toy and the ruins like gravel. You've come far. The volcano's cone still rears above you. Rest a little before you go the last half-mile. The road to the crater ends at a brass gate in the crater wall. Behind it stands an oddly charming little cottage. It's thrown together from pumice and basalt, but it features honeysuckle. An equally charming Deviless is in a tea gown, leans against the cottage wall, twirling a parasol and fanning herself. I am the guardian of this place, she remarks languidly. You may not pass, but can I offer you a cup of Armillaria tea? Armillaria. Armillaria? That's not one of the poisonous ones, is it? You're pretty sure it's not. No, thank you. You haven't brought a sufficiently long spoon, perhaps. Well, obviously I'm going to try it. Terror in a tea gown? No doubt she'd be much less pleasant if you tried to break down the gate, but just now she's a courteous, soft-voiced woman in a tea gown. The tea is hot and nutty and rather pleasant. She asks about your voyage. She is desperate for news of London, of its mists, its nights, its sick, its poor, its fires. She tactfully turns aside questions about the convention, but she shares some of the secrets of the Neath. Come and see me again, she says, next time you're here. She shrugs gracefully. Bring me a present, if you like. I gained 60 fragments. Is now 20. I've taken tea with her. Alright, I can't go back there. And I can't visit with the port people. But maybe I can go back there again later. I can buy supplies here. Or, oh, fuel is cheap. Cheap fuel. Alright. Let's stock up. Do I want to buy anything else? Oh, I can buy Zoop for 70. I don't think I'll do that. Oh yeah, I have one of these. But I haven't found a use for it yet. I can also buy dice. The nature of these yellowish morsels is unclear, except that they're unlikely to be composed of deceased devils. They are kept in sealed canisters, possibly as ammunition. Interesting. I think I'm just going to fill up on fuel. Maybe go up to 35. Nothing wrong with saving a little money buying fuel where it's cheap. You know, I've got the cargo space. I'm going to go up to 40. Okay. All right, let's head back out. Gosh, I'd really like to get Mount Palmerston out of the blank spot on my map. Always nice to find a port where I can buy fuel and supplies without spending an arm and a leg. This place will kind of let me reprovision, even if no matter where I go. Come on, reveal the spot already. Really gonna make me sail around the whole thing? Okay, finally. I knew there was a reason I had to go there, I just couldn't remember what it was. I had a port report mission from way back in the day to go there. I hate sailing through explored waters. Alright, I'll dip down here to where it's unexplored and then sail east again. So, the Tides of Appetite. Any islands? So I wonder what kind of present you would bring a Deviless who wears a tea dress. Hear the voices that will not be drowned. This is the sea. Oh, we're close to Polythreme, where nothing is truly dead. And there's a unfinished pirates there. Shall we see if we can sink them? Sneak up on them quietly. Bring them in range of my forward gun. And my deck gun. Wow, that opening salvo does such a number on them. Oh, they spotted me. Alright, we continue to sink ships without taking damage. Investigate the hold. Fragments of clay are littered across the deck. They crunch underfoot like pot shards. Unfinished men do not surrender. Some sort of barrel. A firkin of prisoner's honey. Okay. Oh, they spotted me. I don't like that. Okay, they lost me. Alright, shall we sink another one? I don't see why not. This UI sometimes gets horribly in the way. There we go. The ships don't seem to be particularly stalwart. Okay, what do these guys have? Spider silk. So this is the place where my first captain died. Of course, it wasn't in this location. So, I'm not gaining as many fragments. I wonder if that's because I have too many secrets. Let's, no. I'm gonna go ahead and, Should I keep increasing my veils? I guess the other thing would be to increase my pages so I could win more of those chess games. But I think I'm going to increase my veils. Yeah, I had 10 secrets, so that might be why I wasn't getting as many fragments. Let's go down to 7. Nope, still, maybe that's not why I wasn't getting as many fragments. Tecturn Claymen. I can sell Judgment's Eggs here, but I can't buy them. For 600. Sapphires fetch 95. Ivory fetches 30. This is what I want. Plus 250 engine power. We will work. We will only work. This trio of clay stokers will reduce crew requirements, but also crew capacity, and will slightly increase engine power. They are fitted to an auxiliary slot. When they are not in use, they will stand patiently, hands by their sides, flat gray, eyes unreadable. One will say sometimes, I like it when it's quiet. Okay. They give me 5 iron, too. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, so we're going to go and buy one of those and equip them. So we need a clay man here somehow. Tecturn clay men, evasive, close colonies, walking like humans, cobbles that groan underfoot. On the hills above, a palace villa of marble, but even that rise like a buried bone in an earthquake. What news? So I can gather intelligence, shore leave, carry claymen to London. When the passengers are cargo, certainly the easiest passengers imaginable, just unless one turns out to be an unfinished man. I should have 6 units of cargo space available. I think this is how I get claymen. I certainly have plenty of cargo space. I'm running a little low on supplies, but not too bad. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. They troop aboard. Each one lies down in his appointed position for the other. Nestled snugly, head to foot. We are for London, one explains to you. Okay. So I wonder, will that fulfill this requirement? Take a clay man and an empty mirror, catch blocks to Hunter's Keep. I don't know, but we'll try it. Let's gather intelligence. The king with 100 hearts rules from his palace above the city. He is never seen. He makes no treaties with other lands, but there's unrest in the air. The clay men you speak to are obedient and humble, but they speak nervously of those who are not, the maimed, the rebellious, the unfinished. Okay. I can't do that because I don't have a watchful curio. Let's see just now. He just was for you to hand him the watchful curio. I think have I seen that before? I'm not sure. There's so many things in this game. Not sure if I've seen it before or not. Alright, I can't buy Judgment's eggs here, but I can sell them for 600. That means I can probably buy them somewhere else for like 590, which is not too bad actually. Okay, but we got our clay. We are clay. That reduces our crew requirements to 11. So we'll definitely trade in two crew at the temple if we pass by it on the way back to London. And I'm a little worried about supplies. Am I worried enough to sail back to Port Palmerston and buy more? I don't think so. I don't think I'm that worried. Oops. I'd rather not fight battles like this. I'd rather fight battles where I sneak up on you and then attack you and you don't have a chance to fight back. That seems like a much better way to fight battles. So now that you've lost track of me, now I open fire. Oh, come on. 1 hit point left. Alright, give me some supplies. Please. No, not fuel. Supplies. I'm getting low. But not that low. The Empire of Hands. Let us clasp our souls tight, lest the Pentecost apes take them from us. Well, perhaps I can get supplies here, wherever here is. The Empire of Hands. They probably traffic in souls, if that description is anything. Is at all reliable. Is that a bridge? I think that's a bridge. Yeah, it looks like a bridge. Is that a giant blimp? Or zeppelin? That looks suspiciously like a giant zeppelin. A stern reminder from the Admiralty. In the name and by the power of Her Enduring Majesty, a trade embargo and quarantine in absolute perpetuity has hereby been declared on the Empire of Hands. No ship of London is to permit aboard a Pentecost ape without express and prior permission of the Admiralty. Any and all acts of spifferage are prohibited. They know what they did. Beware of stowaways. Keep a tight grip on your skull. Excerpt from Standard Naval Regulations, Volume 4. Interesting. Spirophage. With the regulations in your mind, it is a surprise to be greeted by a mere itchy monkey in a tattered yellow robe, barely walking with the help of a ceremonial staff. And, hello, hello, cries the mayor in a broken voice of one not yet used to human speech. Come, make selves at home. All souls welcome in bountiful empire of hands. The crew shifts uncomfortably. They know the stories. It will take more than a natural beauty of this place to make them risk shore leave. Do they have a shop? They don't have a shop. That's unfortunate. Communal wooden boats offer free passage to all children willing to row between islands. Port Stanton. Soul-hungry monkeys reluctantly tend this trading post, waiting for an opportunity to escape. Bloated fleas hop from ape to man and man to ape, gorging themselves without care for which is which. Shore leave. An audience with the flea-ridden mayor. Prepare a comprehensive port report. The Zeppelin. I have to explore all the islands with less than 9 monkey business. Alright, let's try that. Sovereign Island. A wooden palace stretches across the whole island. Passage to it is lit by a field of tiny glimbuoys. The heart of the empire. Many boats circle the island, all keeping their distance. The one that gets closest is an extended rowboat painted in yellows, whites, and reds. 4 servant monkeys strain at the oars, while its true passengers sit in comfort behind a gauze curtain. Just for a moment an eye catches yours, but only for a moment. It would not do for a high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. Sovereign Island. Gain access to court. The gates are guarded. Today, the sprawling palace is called the Wild Wheel Court. Tomorrow? Who knows? The world of the Pentecost apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stolen traditions last only as long as their amusement. Gain access to court. The gates are guarded by 2 armored monkeys that would look adorable if not for the blood on their bayonets. Humans are not welcome without an invitation or a worthy gift for the emperor. I don't have one of those. So back to the boat. It will take some effort to ingratiate yourself here. Perhaps if you could find something on one of the other islands. Alright, let's try the Ash Isthmus. Neither man nor ape claims this volcanic remnant between islands. Haunted, they say. Ridiculous. The trip offers little time to think on the Penties. Technically, they are monkeys rather than apes, but it is not tactful to remind them of this. To their high-souled faces, the accepted name is Pentecost apes. In private, though, the bloody monkeys is about as common. It is, one might say, an ad hominid insult. Enter the forest. Parasynthetic vegetation thrives in the Empire of Hands, fertile soil and cool humidity. Wide natural paths run between clumps of trees, softly lit by dim green glow and the occasional glimmer of false stars through the canopy. Only the crackling of leaves and the soothing sounds of water break the serenity of this volcano-forged paradise. Alright, I've explored the isthmus. I can hunt for supplies, but I can't because my pages is terrible. Not many of the plants and berries here are familiar, but some of them at least look similar to the ones that were being eaten back in Port Stanton. I can relax in a hot spring. Or I can return to the boat. Steam and hints of sulfur rise gently from a secluded natural pool flanked by trees and mushrooms. Maybe this will reduce my terror? It did. A moment for yourself. You slip out of your itchy clothes and into the welcoming caress of the hot, deep water. The salts and sweats of Zailing life melt away as you simply float, bare and free. Above, false stars glimmer bright enough to be worth wishing on. All around, the glow of trees casts ambient calm on the silent place. How long has it been since you had a moment like this? Since London? Longer? Okay. Let's see. A thought for your lover. What is the likely lass doing right now? Are you on her mind like she is on yours? Thought for your child. One day we'll bring them here to this place. Or will it be you hearing tales of adventure of impossible lands? Thought for the past. Sea captains are born and sea captains are raised. You think back on the day you learned it was your path. A thought for the future. Ambition brought you this far on your journey, and one way or another ambition will end it. But have you changed on your journeys? Has it? Oh, I could probably change my ambition here. A thought for the East. Few sailors are resourceful enough to get this far, where the stories end and the myths begin. A thought for the Z. As mysterious and deadly as the first day you set sail on her, she remains your mistress in your kingdom. Or no thoughts. Let's do this. Your legacy of the world, come what may. Their story is yet to be written. Perhaps the Z beckons them as it did you. Perhaps it does not. Salt cannot run in everyone's vein. Will they be the toast of the singing mandrake, one with the scoundrels of the flit? You cannot be as much of their life as they may or may not wish you to be, but that doesn't mean they... Wait, what was that? It sounded like giggling? A tiny blonde girl perches watching on a rock. Her innocent grin is spiced with mischievous glee. She moves like a monkey, but she giggles like an imp. The look on your face at being caught bathing in her hot spring, and the one that floods onto it as she scoops up your clothes. Lovely. Demand that you put those down at once. At once, you shout, or there will be trouble. A desperate swim. Curse these relaxed limbs. Well, clearly, she shipwrecked as a baby, raised in the empire of hands. She now plays between the worlds of apes and men's, neither quite one nor entirely the other. Well, clearly, she wants me to chase her, so I will. The monkey foundling makes things interesting. She waits, grinning innocently until you emerge from the hot spring with nothing on but your strategically placed hands for modesty. Before you can get close enough, though, she bolts from her crouched position and into the forest on all fours, scampering run that turns every rock and fallen tree into a springboard. Chase the monkey foundling. Damn it, you cannot return to the crew like this. Or fie upon them, let them stare, let their tongues volunteer them for a whipping. Oh, well, I obviously can't return to the crew like this. Into the forest, the branches scrape against your skin, the damp mud squidges between your toes. There's no sign of the monkey foundling, but her tracks are easily followed. The footprints lead here. She's not even attempted to hide them. It's as if she wants you to follow. Well, obviously I'm going to follow. Ouch! Your hand slaps to your stinging buttock. The little stone lands in the dirt as a familiar giggle comes from above. You look to see the monkey foundling dangling upside down from a branch by her legs, the blowpipe in hand and bag just out of your reach, tantalizingly so. Taking a deep breath, you politely, very politely, request that she return your damn clothes now. The monkey foundling listens and gives it some thought, tapping her blowpipe against her lips as she decides. Say please. Please, it is said. Pretty please? I can't do this. With an imaginary cherry on top, if she likes. Pretty please, she adds, starting to get it. Damn it, it's freezing. How much longer? The monkey foundling is poker-faced. Your anguish pleas echo through the trees. You appear to have pretty pleased her, and she decides you deserve a reward. She fishes in her bag and generously throws you a sock. A single, solitary sock. She learns a few new swear words as she races off across the branches, nearly doubled up in laughter. Wow, even with all of my veils, I still only have a 40% chance of success. Well, we'll try it. I failed. A trap. Your feet recognize the looped rope and just in time to jump over it, avoiding what would otherwise have been a nasty trip into the air. The monkey foundling looks disappointed. Your heart does not bleed for her. The chase continues. She slides down a vine in front of you. He sticks out your hand and scampers through a break in the trees. This is a place that the skunks would think twice of entering. The Empire of Hands had such creatures. The monkey foundling, of course, is unconcerned. As much at home here as in the high in the branches are running the forest path. She almost dances effortlessly across a thin fallen tree that crosses the mire, surrounded by the foulest bubbling mud that has ever invaded your nostrils. She balances in the middle, daring you to try and follow. Again, a 47% chance. Or you give her a taste of her own medicine. I'll take the chance. Maybe I'll win one of these coin flips. I succeeded. You slowly cross the marsh. It is slow going. Your muddy feet slide against it, and the thin trunk barely carries your weight. Inch by inch, step by step, you slowly make your way without slipping. The monkey foundling is visibly disappointed, even trying jumping up and down to shake the tree and make a messy tumble. But no, not today. You cross triumphantly, to her grudging its admiration. She pirouettes on a tree stump, saluting as you approach. A screeching Pentecost ape drops from the branches. The shock on the monkey foundling's face makes it clear that this is not part of her little game. Its rage is focused entirely on her, the ghost of Ash Isthmus, and the bright soul with which it can uplift itself to glory. It limps from some trap earlier, its fur soaked and glistening. It lunges at the monkey foundling, who half rolls, half falls off the stump, and yelps as it catches her by the leg. She rolls, shrieks her own howl as she lashes back with a kick that shatters fang and splits its lip. This only further enrages the frothing ape. It strikes. She meant you no real harm. She was simply playing. Or, she can't torture you and then expect your assistance. Well, we can't just let her have her soul get stolen unless we steal it. Rock beats ape. You reach for a stone and bring it crashing down on the distracted ape's head. Its skull cracks, dampness spreading. It collapses to the ground hard. Take that. It is not a child's face that looks up at you. Still, you reach a hand down. The monkey foundling just stares at it for a moment, something human returning to the adrenaline as the adrenaline fades. For a moment, it almost looks as if she will take it, but no, she leaps up on her own, bounding away towards the dark safety of her jungle. And then stops. Hesitates. She looks back and tilts her head, beckoning you to follow. It is a look that suggests the game is over, but perhaps not quite finished. Is this the small hut in the middle of the forest? Is this where the monkey foundling lives? Why would she lead you here, of all places? The monkey foundling herself is nowhere to be seen, but she has left you something. It sits outside the hut, carefully placed by a large happy face drawn in the black sand, a little prize for being such a good sport. Your clothes, however, are nowhere to be seen, of course, as the monkey part of her would no doubt demand what would be the fun in that. So she gave me an outlandish artifact. That seems not worth it. The crew reacts with the expected amount of sympathy to your naked return, which is to say, exactly none. By the time you board the ship, every last crew member is on hand to see and cheer, with more than a couple letting off flares as impromptu fireworks. You'll regret that. It is many, many days before the needling ceases and you are able to give an order without first scouring it for innuendo. On the plus side, it does boost at least the rest of the ship's mood while it lasts, and you have a new treasure for your collection. You've had worse days. Well, at least we lost some terror. Alright, we haven't been to Fountainhead Island yet. But I think I'm going to leave it here since I'm already a little over my time. So we will pick up Fountainhead Island and the rest of the Empire of Hands next time. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider liking the video or subscribing to the channel. And I hope you have a terrific day.